And we are live again today. It's Amanda Beth with Amanda Beth Healing. And I'm so grateful to have you here for another Transformation Tuesday. So, just kind of checking in, anchoring your energy. I've been really busy doing some technology things today. And so my brain's just kind of, whew, good thing there's timers going on. So, just kind of take a minute and get grounded and be here and just really be present. So today I really want to dig into forgiveness in the moment. I know we've talked a lot about forgiveness, and I know before I started my big healing adventure, I thought communication was the absolute key to everything. If people would just talk and communicate, that we would be able to solve all the world's problems. And as I venture into this, I realize that forgiveness is also a really big part of it. And it's not that, I mean, we talk about forgiveness and forgiving a lot of things that we've come across and letting go and doing those things. But oftentimes we set that up as kind of like this is on our, we do a block of time, if you will, and forgive things. But to be able to forgive things in the moment is also really important. And that's what I wanted to talk about. So I've titled this one The Final Purge, and how we can trust that everything does come out in the wash. Final purge, that sounds daunting. And I don't think there's ever really a final for anything that we do. It's what we're going to release in this moment. The purging that you guys have listened to me talk to forever about, purging in my house, doing those physical things, the physical cleanouts. Um, I think that's been one of the biggest things in my healing journey. I know I started when I was doing some trainings with the Healy device, and uh, Zach, I believe is Zach Dean, and he talked about all this planning and all this purging, and he was like getting out with the old so you make room for the new and the abundance and the healing and all the things that come from that. And I remember he did a 3-day challenge. There was 3 days in between when that workshop was and the next one, and he wanted us to go through and to clean our entire houses and our entire everything. And I'm like, oh my goodness, honey, you're like what, 21 years old or so? You have not collected all that I have collected in my 50s. And I thought, oh, and of course the little anger monster came up, and that gives you a lot of energy. And as long as you can channel that, that's great. And I did. I started with I didn't even have an office at the time. So I was sitting on my couch with my laptop on the coffee table, and I looked, and the first thing was this cabinet next to me. And so I cleaned out that cabinet. And then I just kind of went systematically through the rooms, and I did have lots that I could purge. And it did. It felt really, really good. And so I was thrilled with that challenge. And I think that part of that healing is to be able to accept that we carry a lot of stuff with us, and we need to let go of it. And so sometimes it takes a lot longer than other times. It also involves a lot of forgiveness to let go. It's not a one-time checking the boxes. It's a process. So I apologize for the title. It's about purging, about forgiving, and about letting go. And it's not a final purge, because it's kind of a, each time we do it, we go a little deeper. And each time we forgive and we've gone deeper in our purge, we feel lighter, and it gets easier to process, because once you've processed and once you've learned the the beauty and the healing of forgiving, it's a lot easier to do. And so you can go deeper and deeper. So if you're in that messy middle, unsure if you're really ready to let go, just let me know. It's not about forcing anything. Things happen when you're in that divine timing. And sometimes it's not time to let go of things. And that's why I've carried them with me for 30, 40 years. It's okay. And it might not be right for right now, but when you're ready, you don't have to do it alone. So if there's something that I share today and it stirs with you, I would love for you to, put it in the chat. Let me know what it is. We can certainly do some intuitive work on the fly. I'm happy to do that during the time that we're here. Um, so yeah, let me know. Drop it in the chat, and I will do my best to get to that. So let's get into this. Talking about purging, or let's call it intentional sorting. Purging sounds, I don't know, kind of harsh. So we'll do some intentional sorting. Um, and I think maybe I talked about it last week about putting a red dot on things. As you pull up a box, maybe today it's a small box, it's a big box. Maybe it's something on the kitchen table that you need to sort and clear that space. Maybe it's boxes in the basement or in the attic or the closet, wherever it is that you are sorting those physical things to get through your space. Let's do it with intention. Um, there's a difference between collecting things because you feel safe with them. There's also things that are just need to be gotten rid of that could now advance to file 13 or trash. Still has life in it. So that red dot process is as you sort through things. There's things that you can have I'm throwing it away. I'm donating it because it's too good to be thrown away. I did another pile of I'm putting it in a garage sale. And then there's I don't know what to do with it. I can't make a decision. So you put a red dot on those. I can't make a decision. In 6 months, if it's still there, then it needs to go. If you use it in that 6 months, pull that sticker off, keep it, and that's great. So when I did my garage sale this last weekend, and that's what is bringing up a lot of what we're talking about today, is I did a pay what it's worth to you garage sale. I didn't want to go through because if it had value to it that I didn't throw it or donate it, I actually wanted to sell it, then if I put a sticker on it, then I'm putting my judgment, my value on it. But I created this clear space to just acknowledge the value of exchange, that energy exchange. It's spiritual, it's emotional, and it was quite literal. Some people came and now there were some bigger items in our sale, don't get me wrong, and those clearly had a price tag. And I was open to negotiate, and I was open to say no, no. Some things I really had to have a dollar value out of. But a lot of things that I was sorting and selling in the sale were kitchen things that I no longer had a use for. Um, my my children's books, things that they had used, they outgrew. We have no need for it in our home any longer. And so some people paid me more than I would have put on it if I had priced it. And other people paid me a lot less. But what I really took away from this is it's not the money that I gained from this sale. A lot of it was the experience and the experience of being able to tell that story one last time before I let go of it. Someone picking up a toy, and there was a lady who teaches at a preschool, and so she was getting toys for the preschool, and this was a little stuffed animal. And as I was cleaning and sorting this stuffed animal, I had pulled my daughter had given it, it was a little kitten thing, and she had given it a name and a collar, and I was able to share that my daughter loved and appreciated this. She gave it this name, and the lady smiled. And so I know that she is taking this to share with other children. People were not paying things to just throw it in the trash, and that made it an easier decision for me to sell. So in real time, sometimes just sharing one last story about how this was part of your life allows you to let go of it. Share that story. Go through those memories. If they're tearful memories, then that's not the place to share them at the garage sale. And if they're a tearful memory, then it doesn't belong in the garage sale either, I'm going to guess. So you can pass the information on. So when we talk about this in an energetic process, the energy of letting go. And I think that this energy of letting go, when we're talking about physical items in a garage sale, physical items in your house, makes it easier to understand how you let go of some of those emotional things as well, because those physical things are also holding your memory, your emotions there. So you're looking at each thing that you have. Um, I have this ink pen. This is really silly. I have this ink pen. I like this ink pen. It's green. Green's one of my favorite colors. And does this pen itself bring me joy? Well, it did when it wrote beautifully the way I liked it. It's one of those friction erasable ones that's really cool. But you know what? Right now, this pen that used to bring me joy is bringing me frustration because it's out of ink. And I've tried for 3 days now to write with this pen, and I get frustrated each time. Why am I still holding it? What what is the thing? Well, I spent money on it. That's probably where it is. But there are more pens. They make these pens all the time. So I just need to throw it away and be done, you know? And so I invite you to look at the things that you are intentionally sorting, things that bring you joy and hold memories for you. Share those memories and then decide if it needs to take up space for you. So think about something. Is there something in your reach? Is there something that you can reach right there that you can look at, that you can apply this thinking to? What is something you want to share a story of? And when you share that story, you know that you're holding that memory and that good stuff. Let go of feeling that you need to have it. So you're not letting go of the love, but you're letting go of the weight of carrying it and of it taking up space. So when you let go of things and you let them out of your space, then you open up the space for more miracles and more abundance that you can only feel when you truly process it. So as we learn to let go of things, we need to look at it that this is not a loss. You're not losing anything. You're holding that memory. It's a sacred transition. You're clearing up the physical space. And it's okay to remember those things, but you're not required to physically hold them. You have those memories. Your brain works. This is great. So, all right, let's move into some theta. So, with theta healing, it's energetic healing. It's the energetic healing that I practice primarily as an intuitive healer. And we're going to offer up some downloads. If you would like those downloads, please say yes out loud. Say yes in the comments. If you're catching it in the replay, the information will still be there. That energy is still going to be there for you. So if you're holding on to something, it's a belief, it's a memory, a piece of your past, you want to ask yourself, what belief am I protecting by holding on to this? So I've got a list of things that I think are some things that hold us back in letting go. And so we're going to talk about these in theta healing terms. If you have more questions for me, please contact me and I will be happy to help this. When we talk about obligations in theta, we're talking about the requirement that every time an opportunity comes up, you have to do something that doesn't really fit with your beliefs that you currently have. It's something that's holding you back. So I'd like to remove the obligation to need this, whatever it is, to feel whole, that you need to carry these physical things to feel whole, or you need to carry this memory to feel whole. I'd like to remove that obligation. I'd also like uh, to download that you can trust that forgiveness sets you free, that you're safe to let go of what no longer reflects who you're becoming. I mean, sometimes we outgrow these things. They don't reflect who we're becoming. At the end of the day, that was something that holds you back. So let's let go of those. And as we talk about the physical things, so let's let go of the obligation that you might need this someday. They print more, they make more, they do more, and you're a creative soul and you will create another way. It's not this particular piece. Um, let's let go of the obligation that this stuff is part of my identity. These things don't make you who you are. You are a whole sovereign person. This stuff is not part of your identity. Let's remove the obligation that if you let go of this, you're wasting money because you might have to replace it. But if you're not using it actively, it's taking up space. And when you take up that space, you prevent the universe from giving you more. And this is a big one. I'm responsible for holding on to things that others gave me. I think we talked about this last week. It's the gifting process. Gifting process is showing your appreciation for receiving the gift. It's not that you have to hold on to that bath set that makes your skin irritated. Pass it on, find a new home for it. You received the gift. The grace is in receiving the gift. It's not the obligation to hold on to it. Okay, it's kind of like digging out the sweater every time Aunt Mary comes and wearing it every time she comes. If you don't enjoy it, you don't love it, it's okay to pass that on. So let's remove that obligation to hold those things. It's also remove the obligation that you have to keep things to honor the past. You can honor the past without a physical representation of it. Release the obligation that getting rid of something devalues it. It doesn't devalue it. You had value for it for the time that you kept it. And when it doesn't serve a purpose, it's okay to get rid of it. It's okay. That if you don't have these things, you won't feel secure. You don't need these things to be secure. This is part of the healing and bringing that energy to you. And having the concern that people are going to judge you for letting go of these things, those people don't live your life. They are not in your immediate wheelhouse. You're not responsible for other people. You're responsible for yourself and your well-being. And when you are taking care of yourself and doing the things that you need to do for you, then you can share your wellness with others and you can take care of them. These things don't they're not other people's business. So let's let go of that. Um, Okay, let's let go of all of those beliefs. If any of those resonated with you, just put yes in the comments, say yes out loud, and we will do that work. And we're going to provide forgiveness. Forgiveness to yourself for carrying those beliefs, forgiveness to others for giving them to you, and forgiveness to your higher power for continuing this in your life cycle. So if you'd like those, just say yes. That's a whole lot of stuff we just let go of. And those are some of the things that I found myself looking at as far as some of the reasons that I kept things unnecessarily, being able to let go of it. So I'm sharing that with you today so that you can let go of things um, and understanding all of what it is to forgiving yourself and forgiving other people for allowing you to have this obligation. It's so big. It is so big. And so downloading and aligning in case you didn't get it another time, or if we need to download the divine definition of forgiveness so that you can go a little bit deeper in understanding what it is to forgive and to be forgiven, that it's not too late to heal this. And when you forgive these things, you're just yeah, you're there and you're able to move forward. So if you'd like to download and create alignment with that divine definition of forgiveness, that you know what it feels like and that it's safe, and it's safe to let go of what no longer serves you. If it's a belief or if it's those physical things you're letting go of. Like that, just say yes out loud in the comments. Hashtag replay. Okay. Ooh, not so much. Everybody's listening. I think many of you have listened before and you have received that before, but it's still very important and to remember that. And so when I talk about all of this coming out in the wash, it comes out in the wash in that as you forgive, as you let go, you are getting so much back in this. It's an energetic exchange, and it allows you to be right where you need to be, right in the moment, and to have that joy and that happiness. So it's awesome. So if anybody, I'm not seeing any comments here. Hopefully I'm not missing you. Definitely, if you've got more questions about the whole healing process, connect with me through amandabethhealing.com. We can schedule a discovery call and see if that's a fit for what you're doing, and what you're needing at this time, because you honestly don't need to process all this stuff on your own. And engaging with other people, I mean, pretty sure that I've got some new best friends, from my garage sale, people that wanted to engage, and allowing them to share their stories of how they had something similar in their life and they miss it now, and this will replace that for them. It created a joy. The fellow that picked up the how-to book, something that he's been learning, wanting to learn to do. He's an older gentleman. He's not going to go to the internet and YouTube. So having a hardcover book is just exactly what he needed, and me being able to share that, something that no longer served me is going to serve him. That's a blessing there. So just understand that everything does come out into the wash. Your job is to rinse, to release, and return in trusting what you're doing. So I'm going to thank you all for showing up this week. I feel it's a little bit scattered. Need to set my timers a little sooner, but it just sharing and understanding that you're not alone in this. It is a process. And as we clear out the old, we make room for the new. And sometimes that's a new circle of people. Sometimes that's a new skill, a new job, a new way of life. But we've got to clear out the old to have room for the new. And a quick reminder, don't forget about this week's Chronic Health Collective episode. It'll be on at 7 o'clock Central Time tonight. Um, a couple of our great panelists will be talking about ways that you can address your health in all areas of life. We're going to have, there we go. We've got the information there to look into that. And on Saturday, August 23rd, I will be in Salem, Iowa for on-site live readings. So you can check in with me there at Salem. I'll be there from 9 to 5. And we're hoping for a much cooler weekend this weekend. So thank you for showing up for your transformation. You're doing some sacred work, even when it looks like it's just sorting old boxes. Thank you. Have a great day.